Performed twice nightly at the World Showcase Promenade here at Epcot, the Tapestry of Nations is heralded as being the spiritual centerpiece of the Walt Disney World Resort Millennium celebration. And as you can see from the procession behind me, they sort of reinvented the meaning of the word spectacular.
Yeah, when we started working on this, we didn't want this to be like any other parade. We wanted to make this an unparade.
They are abstract. They can be anything you want them to be.
And the idea of tapestry or some sort of visual montage of images coming together. So tapestry really evokes a sense of artistic quality.
And the description I've used over and over and over in working on this was an image I had of really crushing all of the items in some art museum and then shaking them up in a snow dome. And that's what we're presenting.
I saw the parade twice. It was wonderful.
I thought that was awesome. I thought it was pretty, I thought it was really, really good.
People control these giant, like, statue things made of, like, cloth, and they kind of blow in the breeze. It's really beautiful, and they're from nations all over the world, too. It's amazing.
In trying to describe the timeless quality of our work, we looked to ancient history, modern culture, and future history. So we were really trying to evoke a sense of the entire millennium. These puppets have adopted their own names, and they really came out of just a functional description of what they are. Wiggle Girl has a feature where her hips wiggle back and forth. Birdman, because he's a very large wingspan and has a beak. Hammered Copper Man was done originally in hammered copper as my original model. Aztec Man comes from a motif of headgear from Aztec Indians in Central America. I've had a great deal of success with my co-design with Julie Taymor of the Masks and Puppet on The Lion King on Broadway. Some of the elements I'm bringing to the Tapestry of Nations. The most significant thing is the exposed puppeteer in trying to deal with that duality.
Raise your finger and I'll perform a crack-a-jack till the crack of dawn. If you want to see me do my thing, pull my string.
I don't hide puppeteers, I don't hide actors. I feature them. And when an audience can see the whites of an actor's eyes and see them, the sort of quality of joy in their face, and then that energy and that attitude is transferred up into the object, I consider it a success.
With this parade, Gary had the vision of it being real interactive, and I think our guests have learned that this parade is a lot more interactive. They're not afraid to come out and dance with the puppets anymore. I think it's a lot more interactive than we even hoped.
I wanted to give the guests a chance to touch, to hear, to be a part of it so that they could be really drenched in the whole excitement of the celebration.
The design with this one is for people to actually become part of it for the full half an hour. So with that in mind, I wrote the music differently. It's not a musical thing, really. It's a film structure. And I was very excited that I could write a musical structure from beginning to end. It's all right from here. Just that little section. I made up a language for the choir to sing, which means nothing. But it sounds like words. It sounds like maybe it's African, maybe it's Native American. You don't know.
Obviously, there wasn't any one language that we could deal with. So that was a challenge, again, that we gave to Gavin, was to come up with something that was going to make you feel like you're hearing a lyric and you're hearing something that sounds like words and expressing some sort of feeling through words, but yet it's not really words. It's something else.
It was a challenge for him to make all of this happen. because it didn't happen overnight. You know, it was many discussions, many meetings, many scratch tracks. It had to work for a long period of time. It had to be timeless, and he fulfilled it magically.
When I heard that we were going to have real drummers, I was very excited. So I left a lot of space in the orchestral music that I could get the drums playing loud.
The one thing I like is like the big time machine, that's the drums going around and the whole time and the Roman and the Gothic look.
I love it when it's kind of going toward the end and people are crossing the street and they maybe are singing a-la, or they're holding on to somebody, they are touching somebody, they are sharing something, and they're constantly seeing something new.
The parade was beautiful, and how it all came together and brought in all the different nations, I think that's what we liked most about it.
It really made you think about a lot of different cultures and what we stand for as a world, as a human race.
Yeah, I think the movement of the puppets, the rhythm and the music is very contagious, whether you're 6 or 60. I've seen, you know, little kids dance. I've seen old people dancing. And we encourage people to come along and walk through the parade. You know, they do that every night. It grows and grows. And I think we've created maybe a new legacy here, I hope.
Next, join Stormfield on board the Disney Wonder.